Okay. Hello, Sagittarius. This is Tourmaline Tarot, and we're going to do the first half of February for you and see what we got going on. A little schwitz here. My holy shift chakra mist. It's very fitting, right? Okay. We're going to start off with the Gypsy Witch, which is like a Norman, but we're going to just read it. Okay. Well, I read them like a sentence, so a couple cards don't mean anything, or too much, I should say. Unless it's like the whole deck coming out. Okay, like that. They listen. They hear you. Okay. All right, give me something else. Give me one. Ooh, hi. I think it's getting personal. Okay, so let's read it. We'll read it as it lays, and then we will clarify as we go. So, something you wanted. I feel like there was something you wanted, but you kept getting, I'm not going to say dodged, but it's like you kept trying and it kept not working. And it's like, well, what will get me there? And I feel like this lightning bolt is like, you felt like you had something, but surprise, that was unexpected. And then you felt like you kind of had to get into this defensive energy. You had to kind of compete for stuff. You had to push, which, you know, with a Sag, the competitive energy is real, but also it's like tiring. It's like a drain. It's like you could put your energy 8 million other places instead of this, whatever's going on here. Because here's the fish. That's emotions. It can also be a career situation, but I don't think it's necessarily career because you have the dog on top of it, which speaks to loyalty, etc. You can see the good in the situation because you know what's deserved. You know what's earned. You know who's worth it and what's worth it. It's just can I just get there? Like, are we there yet? And that can be frustrating, especially when you're putting energy and pushing. It's like you just don't want to push anymore. Because I want to find out what the sword situation is about. Yeah, so I feel like here's the garden, here's the agreement, and here's the cats, right? And cats are cool and everything, but sometimes they do what they want. Like, have you ever tried to train a cat or herd cats? Or, you know, that's a good way to put it, herding cats. It's like the stuff that is moving, and the stuff that's like out in public and coming out. And see, I'm even like, ooh, me oh my. Okay. Gotta take a breath on this one. It's like you're not necessarily left behind, but the way things are going, it's not the way you're envisioning. And it is, you're like, but I see, like you know that there's value in what you're doing. It's just no one else is seeing it yet. And you kind of have to stick up for yourself because, like, you're staying true. But, you know, I try not to curse, but I feel like you're like, this is bullshit. Like, something's not fair or something's not getting the recognition, even if you're putting the mojo into it. That was too many. Sometimes it is too many. But I feel like you need to change gears. You just don't know what those gears are. And that's too many too. I feel like, and the stuff that's fallen out now is on track, but then shift. So everything's shift. And here you have the moon with the safe. You know what is valuable, like gut-wise, and you know the recognition is coming and the money is coming, but it's like, for the love of Pete, you know, stop switching gears. Or you feel like people are very superficial around you. Yeah, because you're in it for the long haul with the tree. Or you're caring more about your health, or you're caring more about yourself and how you're doing stuff. Because ultimately, like, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it feels like stuff is out of your hands. Like you're not driving the ship and you want to get there, but to get there, you're not quite sure of what is going to bridge this gap. I just want to see on the fake business for real quick. and it's not negative. It's just like, yeah, it's discipline. You just want to smack everybody. I'm not saying smack everybody, but it's like, how are you not seeing this? It's like, those pictures that you'd stare at and squint your eyes and there's a sailboat in there somewhere. I could never do them. But like, you're seeing the sailboat and everyone's like, I don't see it. And you're like, it's a sailboat. Like, it's right there. Yeah. So I feel like you have the forethought and you have the vision. It's just no one's getting on board. The train's leaving. Or you're like, you're trying to leave. But it's like, you just don't know why people keep veering off to this kind of surface level stuff. So we're moving on to tarot. I feel like you're super frustrated, Sagittarius. So we're moving on to tarot. This is the feels part, all the feelings. I tell you what, there is a lot of, okay, yep. Yeah, and I mean, this Ace of Wands, Five of Swords, all these cards just keep kind of like repeating, and I've shuffled this puppy so many times. All right, I was about to keep going. Actually, I am going to, and then we'll talk. This is too many. And my eyes twitching, literally. And we'll get into this in a second, but I just want to show you what's falling out because it's telling the story. It's like you feel like you're alone in this, and like you're trying to make people happy and trying to be like, no, you'll be happy if we give this a shot because look at all this. You see it. You see the victory. You see where it can go. You see the potential, but like no one else is getting on board. I just want to clarify this, Devil, before I speak to it. No, it's Queen of Pentacles. We already know that. There, that's more like it. That's some more like it. Okay. So Two of Cups, Empress. The Empress. Cancer. It's good. You know that there's good stuff. You know that there's potential. You know that there's all this stuff that could grow. All these things that could change. Two of Cups. It's like if people just work together, it could be beautiful. And at the same time, you're kind of butting up against some egos with this King of Swords who's like, but you're like, look, no, page messages, look at me. Like, hear you. And like, you're trying to gently be like, come on. And everyone's like, nah, we're just going to do the Devil. We're just going to stick to the base level stuff here. We're not going to get any deeper than that. But meanwhile, you're like Eight of Cups. Like, I got to walk to my 9, shine light, because that's not good enough. Or if they think it's not good enough, I also get a feeling that when you do start moving and make your moves, it's going to be one of those, like, how'd you do it? How'd you get there? Come on, tell me your secret. And you're like, I've been busting my ass at 8 Ways Till Tuesday. Like there is no substitute for work because up here you have the Ace of Wands. It's like, it's time to take action and start, but it's not like feel good city. You're not like whistling Dixie about it because the Five of Swords, you're just kind of like, ugh, like you're bleeding for it. Hopefully not literally, but it's just like, you're trying to put the work back in, make it happen. I do want to clarify this couple here. Yeah, so 9 of Pentacles. There is a go it alone moment here, and you are evaluating what you have because the Tower's coming and it has to change, but this Ace of Wands turns into the Ace of Cups down the line because you've put the work in. And this could be you breaking out of the solitary thing. This could be people waking up to, they weren't just talking out their butt. They're putting their money where their mouth is, or they're putting, their heart into this, and I've just been over here deviling it up, and Sag is getting what they want, and I don't necessarily get jealousy. I get more of like hey, one of those like, I knew you had it in you after the fact, and you're like, bitch, I know. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups, yeah. So it's like once this work, this Tower, this change, this changing of perception happens, you are able to get in on this lighter vibe because you've raised up, you've gone 4, 3, there's like a whole shift once people finally get their heads out of their butts. And it's not necessarily recognition you're going for, because you already know. I keep saying everyone already knows, but you do. Like, there is no secret beyond that. Yeah, so 3 of Cups, I'd also kind of just keep your eyes peeled for people trying to glom on the back end, where you're like, oh, that's great. I busted my ass for this. And now you just want to be like, oh, I'm with her. No, you're not. Dorman ain't going to let you in either. So this is exclusive. This is the Sag Club. So anyway, that would be one fire club. Literally. I made it funny. Didn't even know it. Okay, so Sag, you just got to stay the course. You just got to get in there. And even if people tell you you're wrong, you're like, suck it. Just leave me alone. So we're going to pull Cosmo Pep Talk because, Sag, I think you need it. Hematite. Originality, inner confidence, and protection. Hi. It's time to draw on your inner will to move forward. Take responsibility for your existence and work towards a state of grace. You know what? I do want one more. I want one more. 2, actually. I'll take it. Wolfenite. Feelings, cycles, integrating. You need to identify those with whom you have a soul contract. Go beyond the needs of the ego and work at a spiritual level until the lesson or task is complete. Amber. Grounding, healing, cleansing, balancing. It's time for balance and healing in your life. Look to the past to shine a light on the future. Okay, Sag? Because I think from here on out, stay the course. We'll check in a couple weeks. I think you're kicking off a major new cycle of like, I'll see you on the other side, guys. Best of luck. I'll be over here killing it. All right, Sag. I'll talk to you in a couple weeks. Until then, be well.